Welcome, everyone. We have Jimmy Glenos and Eric Goeres to talk to us today about AI and other tools. And I know it sounds like from the pre-conversation we had here that it's going to be pretty interactive. And as Jimmy just said, we're going to have some improv. So let's see if all these tools work and cooperate with them. And I was telling Jimmy, I'm going to let them introduce themselves because I'm always curious what people think is most important to say about themselves when they're given a minute. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Oh, I've got to go first?
Yeah, you do.
You know what's important about me? I just love doing this stuff. So, whether it's helping somebody make a connection to an idea, a thought, a perspective, another person, I love it. So that's what I love doing, is connecting people to thoughts, ideas, and perspective, and other people. Eric, what about you?
Yeah, just by way of introduction, hi, my name's Eric Goeres. I'm a business coach. I work with small business owners. I work with career transition, and I do executive coaching. Those are the three that I do. But we're here talking about artificial intelligence today because it's a subject, and this came out of a conversation that Jimmy and I were talking about. We both have sort of developed a passion for sort of utilizing these tools and bringing them into the workplace. And, I can remember a year and a half ago, everyone talking about how AI was going to, put all of us coaches, I don't know, whatever. Everyone's talking about AI putting us all out of business. That's my own opinion is that that's actually pretty far off. But the tools that are here today are actually pretty interesting. And Jimmy and I were sort of geeking out back and forth on how we were using these tools. And we thought, hey, this might be actually of service to the membership to sort of illustrate and provide some very specific use cases of how we can use this stuff in a way that we can put in use to our practices like right now, as opposed to it just being this theoretical thing out there.
Yeah. I thought we Eric and I have had a number of conversations, and we definitely we got pretty excited when we were just chatting, and we're like, wait a minute, we can make a talk out of that. And so we kind of did. And we had a few brainstorming sessions before this just to get things going. I just realized this morning. I thought it was pretty interesting. So my background is training and development. Eric's background is marketing. So what we decided we would do is switch roles. So today I'm going to show you about the marketing tools and how to do a marketing plan. And he is going to show you how to use AI for development, whether it's business development or personal or professional development. So it didn't even occur to me, Eric, until just this morning. I was waking up and I was like,
flip.
Oh,
wait a second.
We're switching roles.
It's like, I'll be the anesthesiologist, you be the surgeon. Let's see how it goes.
Exactly. Did you know that's what I went to school for, was anesthesiology?
Did you really?
I really did.
Wow, that would be a hot little commodity down here in South Florida.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Now, we won't go into what kind of anesthesiology I ultimately did go into.
Yeah.
We'll save that. That sounds intriguing.
Yeah, that sounds like we'll get into that at the Christmas party, the holiday party.
I'm getting red here. I need somebody to turn the air conditioner on.
But no, that's a great intro. And I think, we do have it. We kind of have a little outline where it's going to be two parts. And just to sort of tee it up and signpost a little bit, the first part is going to be Jimmy's going to take us through sort of the idea of how we can use specifically ChatGPT to set up a marketing initiative. And you're going to, for those of you who haven't seen that done, it's going to be pretty compelling. And then after that, I think we'll take a few questions. And then in the second half, if we have time, I'm going to use another combination of AI tools, a transcription service, and then also another AI chatbot called, which is named Claude, to show how we can upload a document and then mine that for insights. So two very interesting use cases that after today, you should be able to get into and use on your own.
Yeah, totally use it on your own. So in that, we want this to be a little bit of improvisational. Would anyone on the call like to offer up? We're going to do the marketing part first. So maybe we could learn a little bit about what kind of coach you are, who you coach, who's your target audience, what kind of marketing are you trying to do? What do you use a social platform? Do you want to get into a social platform, which would be helpful for our example today? But who wants to volunteer to be the person who gets a little bit of marketing brought their way? I'm waiting for hands. Katya, Melissa, Susan. Susan, I know you don't want to.
I will. What the heck?
Do it.
I love
Great.
playing and I love learning. And so I'm looking, to really learn something here.
All right.
Awesome.
Okay, so I love learning. I was one of the first MCCs in the world. I am an executive coach who focuses on leadership development.
Mhm.
I work with primarily executive women and physician leaders.
Did you say physician leaders?
Physician
Yes.
leaders. I
Okay.
work at Mayo Clinic and some of the big clinics.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm just taking a couple of notes here.
Same here. So medical focus, that's interesting for topics, huh, Jim?
Yeah. This will be something I have not done. This is awesome. All right. So let's pretend, Susan, that you want to, well, here, let's do this instead. Let's do this the way we want to. So I am going to share my screen. And okay, we're going to share this one. So I'm going to go into ChatGPT and we're going to create. So how many people are familiar with what ChatGPT even is? Eric, Susan. Okay, so everybody knows what it is. So we're familiar enough with AI, we're familiar enough with ChatGPT, and I don't remember, what does it stand for? Generative Pre-trained Transformer, I think is what the GPT stands for. What the heck does that mean? I don't know. Basically means humans built this thing based on all the data and it talks to you. So the great thing, the hidden secret for using ChatGPT to its fullest is in the name itself. And it's not the GPT part, it's the chat part.
Yeah.
You have to chat with the thing. It's not like Google search. You're going to see, we are going to have a full conversation with ChatGPT and it's going to give us exactly what we want because we can keep directing it in the way that we need to. So after you create your account and you just go to openai.com, create your account, you've got your account and now you're in ChatGPT. Sometimes there's a little bit of a waiting list, but I think they've got plenty of servers now and everybody knows about it. So I think it's open to everyone. It shouldn't be locked. I know when I signed up before, they were like, well, you're going to have to wait. And I waited like 4 weeks and then they finally let me in. So in any case, I'm going to go down here. I started a new chat and I'm going to come down to the bottom where it says send a message. So I am going to say, so Susan, what we're going to do is we're basically hiring ChatGPT to be your marketing manager, your social media marketing manager in this case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just tell it, and I sometimes will use niceties and say please and thank you and good work, but I'm not going to start with a hello. You can, it's fine. It's like a conversation. So I could say, hello, ChatGPT. Here, I'm not going to say I'm looking for. So we're going to talk to it and say, we're going to tell it what it is. We're going to give it a character. We're going to say, you are a marketing guru who works with professional coaches. And I wish I had this all made up already so you didn't have to watch me type.
Like this.
It's going to make it take longer. You're a marketing guru who works with professional coaches, particularly in the health care space.
And I'll say, as Jimmy is putting this out there, part of this, the reason this is so important is because ChatGPT doesn't know what perspective it should be chatting with us upon. We could say, I would like you to, talk to me as if you were a college professor, or talk to me as if you were a teenager, and tell me what issues you're facing, or what you see. So it is important to assign that role to the chat, to the computer behind it. Sorry, Jimmy, didn't mean to interrupt there.
No, please. While you're talking, I'm coming up with a script. So this is
yeah,
good.
Go for it. So there's two parts. So the first part is, hey, ChatGPT, you're an expert marketer who works with professional coaches. You understand what coaching is. You also have a passion for helping people and, helping coaches be effective with their marketing. Period. The stage has been set. Now the second part is the ask, which is, I'm a coach. I work with, who I work with, as Jimmy's typing this out. And here's what I want from you. Here's the situation I'm in, and here's what I need. I would like to work with you today, or as Jimmy's saying, I'd like to create a simple marketing plan. And then you'll sort of see how we go. And Jimmy's specifically saying, yeah, and I want to post on LinkedIn. Great.
Right.
And then that's a great starting point for this.
Right. So is that okay, Susan? We're going to do it on LinkedIn.
Yeah. That would be very interesting.
Cool. So I've also said that I work predominantly with women. It's in healthcare, and it's really, as Eric was saying, it's really important to build out a prompt. Now, I've put everything into one little paragraph here. You don't have to do it that way. I mean, it'll save you a little bit of time by putting it all in here, but you could literally fire off one sentence after another, and it's going to remember everything you say. It's not going to forget, oh, wait, what were they again? It'll remember everything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and send this message and see what returns. And that's kind of part of the fun, is waiting for the return to see, oh, look, it's even pleasant. It's hello. That's what I love doing that, just to see what kind of response I get out of the machine. So it's a lot of fun. So you can see it's like doing a lot of writing here, 9-10 steps. And even at the end of it all, and we'll scroll back up, it says, remember that LinkedIn is a long-term marketing platform, and building relationships and credibility takes time. Consistency, value, and authenticity are key to your success. Good luck with your marketing efforts targeting women executives in healthcare. Like, it's super personable, and it's incredibly helpful. Like, it's not just saying, here, go do this thing. It reminds you, hey, LinkedIn's like, that's relationship building. That's going to take time. That's not just going to like go viral on day one. Like, it's really giving it. I am always surprised at how much insight that it offers when you ask it to do a simple task. And not that creating a marketing plan is a simple task, because honestly, this would take me hours to come up with this. I mean, I have the ideas in my head, but there's a lot of highlight in here. So define your target audience, develop your unique selling proposition, optimize your LinkedIn profile, content strategy. So there's all these ideas in here for how to do the plan. It's not giving me the posts, because I haven't asked for that yet, but it's giving me, here's the whole marketing plan. Start here, do this, do this, do this, do this. So it tells me to do all these things. And it even says, optionally, do an email marketing. So it's got a lot of great stuff in here. Eric, what do you see that you that you like in here, or you want to highlight before I move to the next question from Susan?
Yeah, no, excellent tee up. And I mean, so here it gives us these 10 steps. And I mean, again, it's providing these options. And again, we're in charge of our own destiny. So we don't have to follow all of these, but we can look at these and say, well, no, I'm not doing that. But these other 5 seem like really great ideas. And then I think, Jimmy probably has an idea of, and then the other thing is, I look at some of these and I say, well, geez, some of these I know exactly how to do, and others I'm a little confused on how to do them. So what follow-up questions? This is sort of the key to this, is looking at this and be like, well, what's the next follow-up question that I want to ask ChatGPT based on this output, based on what I'm trying to get? Because we're having this conversation and we're sort of leading the chatbot down a path of discovery, which is great, because that's what we do as coaches. Jimmy, where do you think we should go next? Or should we ask Susan which of these is interesting to her, or however you suppose?
I can tell you what I would do next.
You what?
I can tell you what I would do next looking at this.
Okay. Before you tell me, I'm going to ask it, because yes, it's given me an answer, but I also want to know, is there anything else you might suggest? So I just want to see what else it might suggest, because sometimes, oh yeah, it's even giving me options. Which one do I like better, response 1 or response 2? So they're a little bit different, right? This is interesting. I have never been presented with a choice of 1 or 2 before. So I can pick which one I like and go with it.
I've never seen this before either. This is fresh.
Right?
Did this show up out of nowhere?
This is brand new. I've never seen this before. So, like we said, it was going to be improv. So I
What
can
did you-
choose which one I like better. Networking events, workshops and training programs, LinkedIn messaging, ads, personalized messaging. Well, all right. Well, let's just go with A. So we said we like this one better. So this is what we're going to go with. Now, Susan, what is the next question you wanted to ask chat?
Well, so first of all, I like the second part better than the first part.
Oh, darn it. Let me see if I can switch it.
Yeah, because this makes
There it is. Okay, I got the second
really
one.
doable. The next question I think I would ask Chad would be what would distinguish me from all the others who are doing this on LinkedIn?
Okay. And I think we're probably going to have to tell it a little bit more about ourselves, because now here's the interesting thing. If you have a block of, like, if you have something from your website that you can just copy and then paste right in here and say, here's a little bit about myself, and then drop all that text in and then ask it, what differentiate, based on what you've just read, what differentiates me from other coaches?
Wow. Yeah.
Or you could do that.
That's
One
cool.
way. And then the other thing is maybe even the higher level question of maybe Susan is asking is, okay, if this is sort of a basic social media plan, then what makes this plan special? Or how can I use this in a way that it differentiates me from the other people who are using a similar plan?
There you go. Yeah.
Without really knowing who I am, just sort of generally speaking at a high level, what's the key to making this unique maybe?
Yeah. Very interesting.
Oops. From other coaches, and we'll say
it does pretty good with typos too.
It does. I can't stand it, but it's pretty good about it. So I'm going to say, how can I use this plan to differentiate myself from other master certified coaches? Emphasize your unique qualities, expertise, and value. Proposition. Oh, we asked a good question. She's struggling.
Yeah.
Okay, specialize in healthcare leadership.
Oh my God. So
profile.
Niche, number one, niche.
Yep. Showcase your master certification, of course.
Of course, I
Client success stories. Industry thought leadership network. This is actually really good answers.
This is really good.
This is fantastic. And as this is going, Jimmy, I can already see how we can say, okay, now considering the first response and considering, the marketing plan, and now considering all these ways to differentiate, now we're sort of teeing it up for a conversation about like, well, then what should that content be? And et cetera, et cetera. You know what I mean? Or I'm really interested in, I don't know, one of these. Tell me more. All right.
So let's say number 9, educational content, regularly share educational content. So then I could ask chat for some educational content that addresses the unique challenges faced by women executives. And
Yeah. I think Jimmy was I think he was looking at 12. Yeah. I think this is the right path.
12 unique 12 unique ideas for women executives in healthcare. Eric, I can tell already we're never going to
related. Try
you.
this. Related to number 9 above. Related to item number 9 above.
Yeah.
Please give me 12 unique ideas for women executives in healthcare related to number 9 above. Educational content. Let's see what it does with that.
Okay, yeah, we'll just leave it at that and see what we get. Gender equality in healthcare leadership, navigating healthcare regulations, mentorship and sponsorship programs, work-life integration, resilience and stress management, leadership skills, personal branding, career pivots, crisis leadership, healthcare technology trends, leadership challenges in academic medicine, diversity, equity, inclusion in healthcare.
So then I think, from here, and I'm just throwing this out there, from here, we could then say something along the lines of, here, I'll throw up an idea. Then I'd be interested to hear what other people's ideas are as to where to go from here. But I might throw something like, these are great ideas. Can you give me say a content plan that does maybe 3 posts a week on LinkedIn and let me know what those headlines are, you know, and it should
Does that
generate.
sound good to you, Susan?
That's awesome.
You're gonna have a whole marketing
That's
barrage
amazing.
to come now. Give me
12 weeks.
content related to the above ideas for 12 weeks of postings 3 times a week. Remember, these are for LinkedIn.
And before you
All
hit
right.
that,
Yeah,
before you hit that, let's do one more thing there. But please provide headlines for all posts.
Please provide headlines for all posts.
And one more. Please present the ideas in a chart.
Oh, okay. I was going to save that for later, but you're right. We do.
Oh,
we're
okay,
running
okay.
out of time.
No, we can save it for
We're
later.
running out of time.
What did you
Jimmy's
say,
got-
Eric? What did you say, Eric?
Presented in the form of a chart.
Chart.
Form. I'm going to say in table format,
Okay.
because now I can also tell it what I want the columns to be. So the columns, 3, actually we'll do 4 columns. 4 columns with the following headers. We'll do what did you call it? Title? Did you say title? What did you call it? Headline. Topic or something, I don't know. Content and hashtags.
Yeah.
Oh, and we'll say, and please use emojis.
Oh God, of course.
Oops.
Fabulous night. Okay, let's see where this goes.
Please use emojis where appropriate. And I don't know if I have any other questions for it right now, but let's see what we get.
Pretty specific prompt, asking for something very specific.
Oh
Wow.
my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
And you can see this is why Jimmy and I were kind of geeking out, where it's like, this could go pretty deep.
Wow. I mean, I've been using this for basic things, but I never knew that you could go so deep in this. And
I know.
such
And
quality.
And you really can just continue so far down this, like,
Wow.
from here we could say, well, let's look at week 10. I'm not so sure about that headline. Could you write it more succinctly? Or we could say, actually, these are all great ideas, but they all sound so technical. Can you give me something with a little bit more humor? Can you give me something that sounds a little bit more like Tom Brokaw? Can you give me something that is, you can really goof around with this thing and it will definitely meet you there, which is pretty interesting.
Susan, I'm curious, does it make sense to you, everything that's offered?
That's what, Katya, I'm so glad you asked that.
Yes.
Again, when you get these big outputs like that, it is very important that you sit down with it, grab a pencil, and really verify that this does all make sense, works for your niche. I mean, there's so much happening here, but it does need to always be double checked, because the bots can go a little bit off the rails. They can, return things that, may not exactly fit the bill. And that's just sort of the state of the art at the moment. So before we actually executed this, we would want to take a good look at it. But what did you write?
So now I've asked it to just insert a little wit and humor.
Yeah.
And it obviously got a little bit more excited with the emojis, because that is wit and humor, apparently.
Sure is.
Alphabet soup. I love that. Jimmy, you know that I have to leave.
I know.
I have a 1 o'clock client, so I'm sorry.
Susan, it's been a pleasure seeing you.
But
Thank you so much for starting us off.
This is really amazing.
That's a great prompt, Susan. Thanks for joining.
Well, thank you. I hope that everyone is able to really get something out of this and leave with some real great material and ideas, because this is mind blowing.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you all the results here,
you.
Susan. So if you decide to use any of them.
Thank you.
Bye, Susan. Fantastic.
Bye,
Susan.
All right, so we've got all these great things, and I particularly like the little humor that it injected. So take a whimsical tour through academic medicine's quirks and triumphs. Like, obviously, you're going to have to decide, like Eric said, like, and Katya brought it up, like, do you trust everything? Well, you got it. Remember, it's kind of like a personal assistant, right? It's
I was
like
gonna
doing
say, yeah.
the legwork for you, but you're still going to check on it. You're not just going to like send it to press. So you do have to review it. You do have to look at it. You know, when we're looking at something like this, we're not looking for medical advice. It's just marketing. So it's probably, and no offense, Eric, marketing is everything, but, you know, we're not going to get in trouble for giving bad advice because we're just looking to get eyeballs and make conversions, right? That's what the marketing part is all about. So could we take all this? So I'm going to very quickly, I just want, and we're not going to be able to stick around with this too long because I want Eric to do his part because it's just as amazing. So right now I've got all this information here. We'll go with the not humorous part just for kicks. So I have a little thing up here. I can tell it great job, not so great job. I don't usually use these, but because I just tell it great, but you can. I probably wouldn't want to use the down arrow or the down thumb just because I'm a positive kind of guy. Like I'm not going to down thumb you, but what you can do is this little clipboard here. So I can copy everything that's in here and then go to Excel. And of course, you guys probably can't see my Excel spreadsheet right now, but I will, how do I go and share more stuff? Can I do that? Or do I have to stop sharing? And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna just share out the whole screen. Can I do that? Share, oh, but then I'll end up with the mirror of doom. So
I like that kind of.
So you like that where it just goes.
I do like that.
It's fun to look at, but
it amuses
I'll run
me
out
every
of
time.
resources. Yeah. So if I paste this in here, this is what I get. That is going to be really, really hard to use, right? So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a new tab and I'm going to, and I know you can't see it right now, but I'm just selecting. I can't seem to get, let's see. Oh, there we go. So I'm selecting all the copy from, oh, darn it. Sorry. I'm trying to copy, but it's not letting me go through. All right, I think, well, because I can't see it all, sorry, kids, I'm just going to copy some of it. So we're going to do 4 weeks, I guess. So I'm going to do 4 weeks. I'm just copying it.
Selecting and hitting Control V, Control C.
Right. So I'm just, selecting the text from the table instead of doing the copy button. And I'm just dragging this out so you can see it a bit better. And now we will, where's the, come on, here we go. So I'm going to unwrap and rewrap just to make it look prettier. Not necessary, but just so I can read it. So now I've got something I can actually work with. And the emojis still came through. Only got a couple of them in here because I didn't get the others. So in any case, I have all of this content in here now. So here's what we want to do. So we've got all this great content. Now you're like, great. Now I got to build all those, all those posts for LinkedIn in
if I may.
Canva.
Yeah, this Canvas thing's gonna be really great. But if I may,
yes,
like in the content column, like here in the third column, it says, highlight the benefits of mentorship and sponsorship career growth, share success stories and tips for women seeking mentorship or becoming mentors. A very typical prompt after this would be to say, okay, go to week 3 and give me 300 words on that topic. Yes. And it would return 300 words. Or you could say, go to week 3 and give me 3 paragraphs, 3 sentences each on this topic, and it would do that. Or give me a tweet. Or we could say, for all these topics, please provide 3 tweets for each one, and it would return that 3 candidates. Okay, right. Just throw that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
so
where we're going next is even more
dig into ChatGPT and just keep on hounding it for more data, and it will just continue to give it to you. So what I want to do is I just want to show you real quick what I ended up with on some work I was doing earlier today. And this one is actually, I said, start out with a 12-week plan for my marketing
awesome.
on Life Coach. And I said, and then give me a set of 4 weeks. So I can do 4 Mondays, motivation. And it came up with Motivation Monday, embrace challenges, all these hashtags and some content. Because I told it, I want about 3 to 4 sentences with a call to action for every single one. And here is why I wanted this information. So this is a month's worth of work. I can post every single day for a full month based on what ChatGPT gave me in probably about 20 minutes of work, because I kind of had to tweak a little bit and make some changes to the table so it looked right. And again, I just copied it out of that table in chat and pasted it in here so that it's usable. Now I'm going to go over to Canva, wherever the heck Canva is.
I'm excited for this next step.
This is pretty dang cool. So I think I got to stop share and reshare again. So bear with me here while I reshare to Canva. And all right, so I just
on
want
the
to show
call.
you,
That's cool.
I just want to show you how we got here. So what I did was, how do I get out? Okay. So if I come back up to the top, you can see I went to home, templates, LinkedIn. So let's see if I can get there again. We'll see. I was doing this yesterday. So how many people in the room have a Canva account? Just a couple. Katya, Melissa, you don't have a Canva account, or you don't use it at all? That's all right. You if you do.
I'm experimenting at the moment.
Okay, great.
So
And
I'm not, I don't really know how to use it in.
Yeah, no, that's fine. It definitely takes time to use it. It's a graphic design tool. It's super, super easy to use. I used to use Adobe Photoshop and whatever the other one is, but I like, why am I wasting my time? Like, I don't do those things. This is too simple. So I can go here to social media. So this is the main screen here when you log in. If I go to social media and then just search LinkedIn, it should give me some options for some LinkedIn. Well, all right. Well, it found ones that are in my library already. So this isn't exactly what it looked like, but in any case, let's just go with this one. So this was one that I liked, and I was like, oh, that's cool. So I changed this. It used to say something else. And so I was like, oh, let's call our company Best Choice Coaching. We got our main title, main copy, and then here's how you connect with us. Now, all these items are super easy to move around. I just click and drag them. And I've got all this awesome coloring. I like the orange and yellow. It's very cool. Here is the cool part, though. I have there's an app called Bulk Create, and I get to it by going to apps right here. And for those of you that have not used this, I know it's a little bit, you're trying to figure out how the heck do I do this thing. But in any case, you're going to search Bulk Create, and it'll come up. And so it's Bulk Create is the name of the app. So once we use it, it shows up on your list over here. And the great thing is it's being recorded, so you can go back and look at this later. So I can either enter the data manually, and remember, that's the stuff in my Excel spreadsheet, or, and this is key, when you go to save that Excel spreadsheet, you want to save it as a CSV. So it's comma separated values. If you save it as an Excel sheet, an XLS or an XLSX, it's not going to be able to see it. It has to be a very simple CSV, and you can do that when you save an Excel spreadsheet or a worksheet into CSV.
For sure.
So I'm going to say upload CSV because we've already
this.
created this thing. So here it is, LinkedIn bulk posts, and you'll notice that the extension is .csv. You just have to make sure you save it that way when you save the sheet. So when I pull this guy in, it shows I have a headline, a topic, content, and hashtags. So here's the cool part. So I've got my template. I made this one time, but ChatGPT just gave me weeks and weeks and weeks and hours of work done. I have to connect the data on my Canva template to the worksheet. And all I have to do is right click, connect data. And this is my headline. I right
Wow.
click
Check
on
that
main
out.
copy,
I think I see where this is
connect
going.
data, topic, and more copy. In this case, I kind of want to highlight those hashtags. I don't know why, but I do.
Hmm.
So I'm going to highlight the hashtags. So it says headline, topic, and hashtags. I didn't do anything with content. And that's okay, because I'm going to show you what content is for afterwards.
Okay.
I'm going to hit continue.
I'm
Now I
spellbound.
can, it's
Wow.
got all of that content is in here.
Show us something. You can click on those. Those are actual ready to share cards.
Yeah. And some of them I can see have little, because I know I have gaps in the data up there, but that's my fault because I didn't clean up the sheet. I could have cleaned up the sheet a little bit.
Well, let's see a couple of them. Show us a couple of these cards.
Well, here, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to go ahead and blow them all out. So we're going to do the whole everything. So we're going to select all, and we're going to
Oh,
see
I
what
see. It hasn't
happens.
made them yet. Oh,
I
I
have
see.
way too many. In fact, I'm thinking something's not right. Hold on a second, because as I'm looking at it, it doesn't seem, something doesn't seem right. Let's do this. I'm actually going to just do one because something isn't right. And I'm not sure why, but we're going to find out. But something's not right. I messed up the data somewhere. And I will tell you, my machine is working unbelievably slow right now. Yeah, something's not right. Let
So
me
it brought in-
read.
So it brought in
Yeah.
week 1. That's the content that it brought in.
Yeah, but I screwed it up somewhere. So hold on a minute. We're going to go back. I am going to check that data again because something's not right. I'm just going to save it. I wonder if it's because it has an old version up here. Shouldn't be. It's brand new, 9/12. And title, action. Is that what I got? Title, action, hashtag, content. Yeah. So it looks like
Looks good to
headline
me.
is title, topic is action, and this one already says hashtags, but we're going to reconnect it anyway. Okay, so it's already connected. All right, let's, oops, looks like it just unconnected it for some reason. Connect. All right, so let's see if this works this time. Okay, I don't know what happened before, but now it's right. Okay, so I've got all 29 weeks, 28 weeks
Good.
ready to roll. I'm going to generate 28 pages. So we're going to get the whole month's worth of work done right here. So give it a minute. Again, my machine is a little slow today. Dun, dun, dun.
You're presenting, you're making images. Geez, look at this. Come on now, people. Really?
So Motivation Monday, embrace changes. Hashtag Motivation Monday, hashtag embrace challenges, hashtag growth mindset. And these are all my Mondays. Notice they're all different. Small steps, big impact, tip Tuesday, effective community. So here's all my Tuesdays. Like everything's done. Like I'm finished. But I can go a little bit further if I want to change the style. So yeah, I've got all this nice, coloring, but maybe it's not my coloring that I like. Maybe I want to do it this way. So I can choose this coloring.
Nice ICF colors there, by the way.
Invert it, yeah, and change it to this.
We only think in ICF colors.
I can change it to this if this is my thing. And every time I hit this little shuffle button, it shuffles up the color combination to a little bit different. So I can have, like, if you have a branding for your brand already in Canva, you create the brand template, you can go through all of your colors or you can change it and come up with something totally brand new. And you can change each one. So I can change that one to that. I can say, all right, the next month, or maybe I want all Mondays or all Mondays to be one color, and I want all Tuesdays to be other colors. And so every Tuesday is going to be these colors, every Wednesday. So I can color coordinate. So each day has that. I think that takes almost no time at all. Now,
that's pretty great.
Now, the last thing we're going to do is we're going to go up here to share. And when I share, I'm going to go to share on social. So I can connect my LinkedIn page and it'll show, okay, well, this one's going to show ICF South Florida Charter Chapter. And now I do have to go back to my Excel spreadsheet, and I know you couldn't see that. Oh, and I don't want all 9 pages. I really only want, how do I deselect all of these? Oh my goodness, my machine is like really killing me today. I only want 1. I don't want all of these. Normally it deselects everything. Well, in any case, let's just say done with that. Here, I'm going to paste in. I know, right? I'm not going to publish it. I'm not going to publish it.
All of a sudden, there's going to be 30 images on the ICF.
I don't know why it's.
Are you on global?
It's me. I don't know why it says ICF South Florida Charter Chapter. I'm kind of like admin for both accounts, so that's why.
Maybe it's
but normally it just has my name. So in any case, now you can't see it because I didn't show you the whole screen, but I copied from the Excel spreadsheet, pasted in the content that I want here. So this is what it's going to say. It's going to show the picture on LinkedIn, and then the copy of remember every Monday is a chance to set a new goals and make fresh strides. That's what's going to show up in the word part above your picture. So if I hit publish, I go ahead and publish it. Otherwise, I can schedule it to publish later. So if I'm like, yeah, you know what, I want these go out every Monday. So I can set every Monday at a time, done. So the manual labor is cutting the content that ChatGPT made for me, pasting it in, choosing a date, copying, pasting, choosing a date. And I can have the whole month done, like in an afternoon, I can be done with this whole thing. And
Jimmy, I have a question.
Yes.
Did that content was in your Excel spreadsheet and you copied it and put it there?
Yeah. So let me just go and share that again so that you can see real fast. So that content came from this sheet. So I just said, yeah, show me, I would copy and paste. This is the only manual labor because there's no way to put this into the content planner. You can't put this into the social media share. If you could, I would figure it out and make that happen, but you can't do it. Not yet anyway. Maybe one day. But this would be the only thing but honestly, it's so much easier than going into LinkedIn and typey and all that. Yeah. Like, this is just too simple. It's just too easy.
Cool.
Who's got questions? I know I went way over on this. We're going to actually have to do a 2-parter, Eric. I want you to show some stuff. But who has any questions about what you saw today? I know you guys aren't using LinkedIn, Canva yet, but you probably will be. Yes, Melissa.
Yeah, I had a question and I may have missed it when I was out a little bit, but the Canva, is that like free? Is there a charge? Is it easy to set up? I don't know why I don't know about Canva, but that just looked amazing. And do you do all of your PowerPoints through that? It's a million questions, but I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So number one, it's a free. There are different versions. So there's a free version, and you really can do a lot of stuff with the free version. You can do almost everything. The only things that you can't do, there are like premium images and music and stuff like that. You can get some images, actually a lot, but you can't get like the really good stuff. There is a little bit of music that you can use. There's a few videos. It's a little bit limited, but it's actually pretty expansive what you can get for nothing. The other thing that is worth paying for is, yes, you get all the bells and whistles, but you also get the content planner so that you can make all of these. You can make all these, but you would just have to every day send them out. And the content planner that I showed you with the calendar, that you can just like, either you do it or have an assistant do it and just plan out. If you ever work with a PR person or a content creator, they're just using this to send it all out. They don't do that every day. They create it, they do a month's worth of work, and they have it all scheduled, and then they just go play and it just goes itself. So that's what you would pay for. But yes, you can absolutely do, I'm trying to figure out how to get back to the home. But yeah, you can do PowerPoints. I just did a PowerPoint on this yesterday. for another group. And, you know, I built this whole thing right in, are you guys looking at PowerPoint right now, or are you,
We're looking at the Excel sheet.
You're looking at the Excel sheet still.
Mhm.
I'm digging around, showing everybody Canva, and nobody can see it. If I turned off my camera, we probably could have been able to do the whole screen thing. So I did this presentation yesterday for someone. I didn't make that graphic. Somebody it's in the Canva thing. And so this was a presentation. Oh, I didn't even show them this, Eric. You can use Canva to create images in here. So like you guys maybe have heard of Midjourney or DALL-E, and those are image generators. I just have to show you very quickly because it's pretty amazing. So I can go, so, okay, somebody tell me, what would you like a picture to be made of? Tell me what you want a picture of. Anything. Eric, Karen, Katya.
A coaching session.
Oh, I
A
was gonna
coaching
say,
session.
I was gonna say add a croissant to that, and I'm happy.
Coaching session. All right. Oh, okay. So we'll do between two people, between a man and a woman. How's that? All right. And now it's going to create something here. Hopefully it works. It's thinking, well, they're in the middle of the street. That's weird. So one of them did actually work pretty well. I'm not sure what to make of this, having a coaching session in the middle of the street, but whatever. It is a man and a woman. This one seems to work a little better. That lady's face is a little crazy. But, you know, it can create images. You just tell it what you want and it'll make it for you. So the image that you see here is just, I said, make an image of coffee and a newspaper at breakfast, because I was telling a story about how I got involved with Crisis Text Line. And so this is the image it made. It's not perfect. The words are all made up and weird, but this presentation was like, took very little time for me to create. And it's, you know, it's simple, but it's kind of cool. But yeah, you can do presentations in Canva. You can do videos. You can create images. You can.
And Angela said that she uses it for her coaching agreement invoices and receipts too.
Oh, well, that's another level I'm not familiar with. I never thought of that. That's amazing. Huh.
Yeah,
Really? Well, that's pretty cool.
that's cool.
Huh.
Oh,
All right. Well, I'm going to stop sharing now. Angie, you're back on. Would you please ask Eric that question that you
What
had
was the
asked
question?
me earlier? Oh, she might not be able to talk. So, oh, here she is.
Yeah, I'm back on. I'm driving and I'm missing all of this that I'm hearing. So
It's all
I
being
need the
recorded.
link I got invited to join in this new AI company. Well, I don't know if they're new, actually. I know very little of them. It's just the person who recommended it. I trust the person who recommended it. And they're going to be filming us and doing our avatar for us to do a lot of what you showed today, but we're going to be using our AI avatars. So it's a copy of me speaking slower than me, probably, and just telling people what I read to the avatar to say, but I won't have to be like doing my makeup and doing my hair all over again. They're just going to give me an avatar, and that avatar will be talking for the next 15 months or something like that. So my question is, at the end, it's how afraid are you right now, Eric? Or how afraid should we be of doing this in these stages of artificial intelligence? Should we be worried about? Should I be worried about anything? Should I read the fine print? Or should I
You should
look
read the
for it?
fine print, but Eric.
there's a Yeah, Angela, that's an interesting question. I don't know much about the company or the opportunity, but I mean, there's yeah, there's a lot to worry about. I mean, if we're giving our likeness and our avatars, if we're giving our likeness over to someone who can then, I mean, as Jimmy just said, Jimmy said, give me a photo of a coaching session and put two people on a road. Well, that wasn't an image search. That image didn't create until Jimmy said, give me a coaching session. And then the artificial intelligence did not go find a photo of two people having a handshake on a road. It thought, you know what? A coaching session probably happens on a road, and it's probably between an older man that looks like Joe Biden and a younger woman, because that's what society is, right? Old people telling young people what to do. So here's probably what a coaching session looks like. It didn't find that image. It made it up of its own mind. It didn't exist before this. So now what Angela's talking about is she's going to have her likeness, her movements, her big smile, taken and sort of turned into a cartoon character that lives somewhere, right? And what could go wrong with that? I mean, I don't know, a few years from now, what would that be image used for? Is that what's going to, I mean, are my better up sessions now going to be done by Angela's avatar? Is Angela's avatar going to show up in a TV ad? Like an ad for a used car lot in Lauderdale? Maybe.
So have we
I
all
would say
seen,
maybe there's something to be concerned about here,
Have we all seen the Black Mirror episode, Joan is
Yes.
Awful? Yeah. So I know what you're thinking, Angela, because that was pretty creepy, right?
That was creepy. Uh-huh.
So,
It's a good question, though.
It's a lot out there. I
Yeah.
guess this just brings us down to how careful should we be, and how much can we be doing right now,
Very careful.
and finding the solutions for it. But
Let
I'll
me
get
give you
back
an
to you.
let me give you an example of something that I ran into that had me thinking. There's a transcription service that I use to take transcriptions of calls. It's in fact on this call today, and at the end of this call, it'll provide a transcript. In addition to that, it'll also provide a summary and bullet points of what we discussed. It's very helpful for sessions, particularly when we're discussing business topics. But when I was setting up this service, it wants to know who's talking. So it wanted me to provide an audio sample. It wanted me to say, hi, I'm Eric Goeres. And it actually wanted me to read a passage from Alice in Wonderland. So it had a voice print of me. So in the transcripts, it could be like, oh, that voice is Eric. And the other voice is probably the other guy. It says here on Zoom that it's Jimmy Glenos. So we're just going to say, since this guy's Eric, the other person must be Jimmy. And then it would put the thing. And so I recorded this voice print and gave it to this and put it at this AI company, right? It was very simple. Just open the mic and just talk. And then I thought, are you insane? You've just given a detailed voice print to AI who can generate images of anything. And presumably down the road, we're already hearing instances of people's voices being manipulated by AI to call our mothers or our relatives and say, hey, I'm in jail. I need you to send $10,000 to this whatever Bitcoin address or to this ACH transfer. And these are the things that are starting to happen out there in the big bad world of AI. Just goes what Angela's saying. This is not what we wanted to talk about. There's a huge movement to put all that stuff away. So sorry for scaring you guys. It's just, it requires a little bit of caution.
I want to give you a solution because I don't want anybody on this call to be afraid. I'm a little concerned right now because I'm doing this next week, so I have to do some research. But because every problem has a solution, and this is where we're moving into, whether we like it or not. Every time we talk on the phone, we don't even know right now who's recording us or whatever. Don't be afraid of it. Just creating the solution for whatever we just talked about in the last 5 minutes is honestly just create like a code word with your family members, just for the future. Create a code word, change it every so often, something that just your family knows in case any of this that we're talking about happens. You have your own emergency code word inside, and if they don't know it, then this could be AI in the future. Those are my 2 cents for today.
That's a great idea.
And I'll keep you posted on the future after I try this and I read the fine print line, just for the future events that we guys do on
or
this,
we'll see you posted everywhere.
Well, you'll see me posted everywhere. Hopefully it'll be just what Eric shared, not something a little more crazy.
Eric, what is the name of the tool that you use, and when will we get to see a tour of that? Because I'm looking forward to part 2. I'm sorry I hogged up the whole dang hour.
It's okay. We'll figure it out. I don't know when we'll do the part 2. We'll just have to schedule that. But I do use a transcription service. It's called Sembly, SEMBLY.ai. It's $10 a month, and it attends the large majority of my client sessions where we're talking very specific practical stuff. Yeah, we can get more into that later. But
Yeah.
exciting
Eric
times.
sent me a-
I'm going
Eric
to jump.
sent me
I've got
a-
a 1:30 client call,
Yeah,
so
go for it,
leave
man.
you early. But it has
We're
been a
going to
pleasure.
figure out how to get Eric back in the booth again, and we're going to make this happen. We might be able
Thank
to
you.
do
Bye,
a
Eric.
second
All right,
one.
guys. We'll talk
Bye,
soon.
guys. Thanks, Eric.
Bye, guys.